Greater Cleveland.
Wake up to Good Morning Cleveland, weekdays at 6 a.m.
Wouldn't you love to live to be 100-something years old? If you want to live a longer, happier life, you don't want to miss today's show. You know, back in the early 1500s, the Spanish explorer Ponce de Leon traveled in search of that legendary fountain of youth, which I should point out he never did find. Almost 5 centuries later, we're still searching for that fountain of youth, our endless pursuit for something, anything that can offer eternal youth or longer, healthier lives, we'll take it. Living to be 100 years old. Let's talk about that right now on Rolonda. You want to live to be 100? Is it really possible to delay the aging process? That's really probably the question we should ask. Why do some people live longer than others? Well, from a dizzying array of magazine articles to countless books and products, we are bombarded every day with information on secrets of staying younger, feeling younger, looking younger, and living longer. Who is not obsessed nowadays with finding a fountain of youth somewhere, even if it's in a bottle on a shelf in some store? But are there really any big secrets that we should know about? And if we hear about these secrets, do they really work? Later in our show, you're going to actually meet some remarkable people in their 90s and their 100s who will reveal their formulas for a healthy and long life. My first guest says that aging should not be treated as a disease, but just another one of life's processes. He's a professor of anatomy at the University of California School of Medicine. He's also author of How and Why We Age. Please welcome Dr. Leonard Hayflick. Introduce to you a woman who says she expects to live to be 120. Boy, we want to talk to this lady. She's the president and founder of Longevity Magazine, the practical guide to the art and science of staying young. This is Kathy Keaton, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Hayflick, let's get right to you. What can we do to live long, healthy lives?
Well, the first thing that you have to do is to be lucky. and avoid the kinds of accidents that might cause you to die prematurely. Mm-hmm. And the second thing that you can do is to choose your parents wisely.
Oh, great.
I say that because a substantial portion of the determination of one's longevity has to do with your genetic heritage. Mm-hmm. For example, for each of your 6 parents and grandparents who have lived to be 80 or older, the likelihood that you will reach 80 is about 5% over the average population. Mm-hmm. The other things that you can do are probably to stay involved with whatever interests you in life as much as possible. Do not withdraw from those things that interest you in order to maintain a viable outlook on life. Mm-hmm. We fundamentally cannot change, to the best of my knowledge, the basic aging process. What we can do is to delay what many of us believe to be markers of old age. And there's a serious question about making these changes or even attempting to make those changes because they are simply cover-ups for the fundamental processes over which we have little, if any, control.
So all those products on the store shelves and these pills they want you to take, all these things that say you're going to live longer, is that poppycock?
They won't make you live longer because you have to make a distinction between 2 fundamental propositions. You hear often that we're living longer now than we ever have. In point of fact, that's not true without an important qualification. And that is to distinguish between lifespan and life expectation. The human lifespan, as far as we know, has not changed for the past 100,000 years. Mm-hmm. What has changed is the likelihood that you and I will live to be 115 or thereabouts, which we think is the maximum human lifespan. Mm-hmm. So the likelihood that we will reach an old age has definitely increased. For example, In 1900, life expectation at birth in this country was about 50 years. Today, it's about 75. So there has been an enormous increase in life expectation.
Why?
Principally because through biomedical research and our better understanding of hygienic conditions, we have learned to